against South Africa. He's made many runs against other test nations, but look at that. Average of just 6.3. Highest score of 17. Peel for LBW. That must be very, very close indeed. Umpire Dave Orchard, who's a local man from Pietermaritzburg, says not out.
It'll be interesting to see because the ball certainly swung, and maybe in the mind of the umpire swung more than it should have. And the ball coming into the batsman, yes, then one can say that the ball swung enough to miss the leg stump. And this time the umpire was certainly right.
Oh, that's the slower one. He's very crafty, is Fanie de Villiers, and he's got a wonderful disguise in his change of pace.
And that certainly fooled Amir Sohail. And once again, every time Fanie de Villiers is pitching the ball up, the batsmen are not picking him up. And that one beating the utterage of Amir Sohail's bat. One to bat, and I think he did a wonderful job.
This is hit beautifully, straight back down the ground for 4 runs. Fanie de Villiers just over pitching a little bit there. There's no protection for him there. Just to, well, as the batsman looks at it, the offside of the wickets down at the bowler's end, and 4 handsome runs.
His full face of the bat didn't really hit it. He just timed it, and it was timing to perfection, and he just placed the ball beautifully straight back past the bowler and didn't even.
Oh, lucky. Inside edge past the off stump, which almost makes it luckier, funnily enough, than going past the leg stump. I don't quite know why I said that, but that's the way I felt as a bowler.
Well, the angle would be more inclined to hit the wickets, I think. Fine delivery, and that's just what we've been talking about. The line and length of that delivery was perfect. Most of the Pakistanis, their high backlift, their flamboyant use of the wrist, make them leave a bit of a gap there, and unlucky for Fanie de Villiers.
And I was wrong. Past the leg stump. And he has. There you go.
Well called, Robin, and well caught, Mark Boucher. This one getting the under edge of the bat. A loose shot again by the Pakistani opener, but we've known that they do this. What one has to do is put them under pressure. Sean Pollock has a psychological advantage over them. That's now obvious. And look at this shot. Mark Boucher finishing the job in stylish fashion.
He's caught in the second gully position. A very lazy looking shot there from Ijaz, and once again Pollock has got his number. And the second wicket down, and 37 on the board. Ijaz gone for 2.
Good ball from Pollock again. The right line, right length. Ijaz pushing with his bottom hand straight to second gully, and off he goes.
Really was a nothing shot that from Ijaz, and a comfortable catch at the second gully position, and Ijaz once again falling to Sean Pollock, and he's gone for 2. Pakistan 37 for 2. Fanie de Villiers. Runs on the onside if you stray, because there's just the forward short leg in there, and there'll be 2 to mid-wicket for Syed Anwar. Nobody there. This is a nice shot, just too full and up on the Midland leg area. Didn't quite time it to perfection, so you get 3 runs. There was a long chase from mid-off for the South African captain. Oh, 4 runs. Well, that's the one they want him to play. He's a bit loose there, and inevitably or often that one goes in the air as it did there, but despite 3 slips in a gully, it found the gap.
That's the same way that Sohail got out. Both the left-handers have a tendency when the ball is outside the off stump to throw their bat, and they edge it.
When he gets away through mid-wicket, again Adam Buck has to chase from short leg, throws off the helmet. They've got two, and they'll be able to get a third. Four runs. Once he gets going, he plays that shot very well. If you give him a little bit of width and it's too full, that's what happens.
With only 2 wickets down, they'll be far more happy and satisfied than Hansi Cronje. Whereas if he picks up another wicket before lunch, then obviously he'll feel that his bowlers have done the job. And the answer to your question obviously would be around another wicket or 2 as far as sensation is concerned.
Yeah, I agree. I think 4 really sort of says, okay, I got it right. 2 doesn't necessarily mean that, because on any morning, or first morning of any test match, the ball is likely to do just a little bit. Full and just literally split the 2 fielders, and will run away for 4. Very quick down that side, quite a short side of the Kingsmead ground, and the end of the over. Pakistan now 70 for 2. Out. Well bowled. Well caught. Tallis, one of the new slip cordon men in terms of his position at first slip. And South Africa will feel a little bit happier going into lunch at this stage, let alone if they should get another one.
Yes, that was very well bowled, because he drew Mohammad Wasim into that shot. And a nicely taken catch there. Alan Donald picking just outside off stump and drawing Mohammad Wasim to play away from his body. And Tallis making no mistake. A very important wicket for South Africa, and a good break as far as they are concerned. Handsome was pleased with that.
Driven through the covers handsomely. Whether it's timed well enough to get to the boundary, we will have to wait and see. It is.
Yes, and I think, as we have been saying, Syed Anwar's strength is his timing, really. He's not really a strong guy to hit big shots like Inzamam ul-Haq. But here we'll see, although the bat's closing at the time of impact with the ball, still enough bat on the ball to carry it to the boundary.
This is in the air and is going to bounce short of Donald down at fine leg. So they get a single, and just not carrying to Donald.
Great chance of catch as he hooked this one. It was in the air. Alan Donald didn't pick it up very quickly, and one of the reasons was it didn't go all that high. There he is searching for the ball, just taking a couple of steps, and you can see that if he had have picked it up immediately and run forward, there may just have been a miracle catch involved, but it wasn't to be. His Western Province compatriot in the slips. Andrew Hudson at first slip. He's always been in there, but Gary Kirsten Gully, and then the bowler in there at backward point.
He's out, must be, yes, I think he wanted to take his bat away, but did so too late. And another low catch for Mark Boucher, the wicketkeeper, and Donald strikes shortly after the luncheon interval, and now really Pakistan are in a lot of trouble at 82 for 4 with Johanna gone for just 5.
The only Christian in this Muslim-based side trying to stop, leaving the bat out. In the end, an easy catch for Mark Boucher.
He was virtually off the face of the bat the way he played it. He was trying to take it away. It was too late in doing so. He's gone for 5 at 82 for 4 years old, and particularly against South Africa, played some very good innings. He's been a bit of a thorn in the flesh for them. This is a better shot, and up goes the finger. And Syed Anwar is LBW to Alan Donald. Well up to him, and he seemed to play across the line a little bit. And this time, umpire Mervyn Kitchen's finger does go up. And he signals to the scorers that LBW that I gave him, not caught behind, because it deflected off the pads to behind the stumps. But he's been given out LBW, and this is how.
Well, his pads were right in line. The only question mark could have possibly been whether it was going across the batsman to beat the off stump. He was forward, not a great deal forward, but
bettering his 128 not out, made on debut in Rawalpindi. Average of 81.6. So an informed batsman and a young man with tremendous amount of talent. Past the gully, Kirsten Farney will have to chase. It will be to no avail. That's going away down to the boundary. Alan Donald. Moin Khan. Once again airborne on the onside, but it's quite safe, and it'll bring in 4 runs backward a square.
super flick of the wrist. This wasn't a bad delivery at all. Batsman not really set, and yet it raced away to the boundary. Critics would be on the field now. In the meantime, Moin Khan moves into double figures.
Now he's through the covers. That's a much better looking shot, and that's 4 more. Big gap there between backward point and the wideish mid-off, and he picked it nicely.
With such an attacking field, there have to be gaps. He chose this one perfectly.
That brings up the 100, and as we've said before, Pakistan always an interesting side to watch. They've got their backs to the wall, having lost their 5th wicket at 89. And Moin Khan comes out and is playing his shots against one of the great fast bowlers of the world. 4 more. Safely along the ground, past 3rd slip. And so 3 boundaries from the over already. Oh, it's 4 runs, but he didn't have real control of that. 3 slips of gully, and it went flying wide of 3rd slip, down to the boundary for 4. We'll take a look at it when you come back at 114 for 5.
Oh, that might have well have been stopped. Maybe should have been stopped. 117, 118 for 5. Cut away for 4. Hit that very hard. Good shot.
That was a brilliant shot, because it was a short delivery, and instead of saying it's square, he hit it between the covers and gone for 4.
123 now for 5. That's the sort of shot one's come to expect from Mahmood. He just strikes through the line of the ball so beautifully. 127 for 5. Finally, de Villiers back into the attack. Now, this, I think, is a good move from Hansi Cronje, because Mahmood in particular hasn't played against Farney yet, whereas Farney de Villiers didn't tour Pakistan, and the first test he's played in this series. He's very clever with the slower ball, so that might just be what he's thinking in terms of doing, is maybe lure Mahmood into hitting the ball up in the air. Like that, but that's not Mahmood. That's Moin Khan. Clever bowling, nicely caught by Donald, and the 6th wicket for Pakistan goes down.
And we were talking about it earlier, Robin. I did remember mentioning to you that probably it's finding who's the bowler who would do the job for South Africa, because the ball's so straight, and they're more in trying to turn that ball. Pretty straight one it was, but not being able to control that and giving a simple catch to Alan Donald. Pakistan losing their 6th wicket for 127.
Around, is it? A few scars on the top. He's just come out of the trenches. 36 matches, 50 innings. Savages 11. Best was against South Africa, 59. And Rawalpindi last year.
This will be 4 runs, I think. Yes. The man down on the boundary is too square. He played it with soft hands. I think he held it back a little bit, Barney de Villiers, and it just went along the ground and wide of second slip. Opening the face. In the air, over the top of cover, and away it goes towards the boundary. When in doubt, hit out.
Typical of Azam, watching him bat at Wanderers last test match, playing and missing, and decides thereafter, I'm going to go after the bowler. And there he goes again, over cover for a 4.
Caught. I think it was a matter of time, really. Nice, comfortable catch for first slip. Jacques Cullis and Mushtaq Ahmed is out, and Kuzna picks up his first wicket of the innings, and Pakistan 142 for 7 now.
Didn't move at all, just put a bat outside, and there he nicked it straight to first slip.
Second catch for Jacques Cullis, and Kuzna the bowler. Mushtaq on for 2, 7 down, 142.
Hansi should be happy now, because he sent in Pakistan on a wicket that looked going to be very fast and quick. But it turned out in the morning to becoming a bit easier to bat.
Yes, it certainly wasn't the pacey, fiery pitch that we've come to know in test matches of recent times here at Kingsmead. In fact, it looked a bit of a featherbed this morning, and South Africa know that they've done very well to get 7 wickets. And now he really does pack that one away. Oh, goodness me. Threw the bat at that all right, and it raced away backward a square on the offside.
That's a lovely shot. Rock on the back foot, place it square in between the fielders, and see how the weight is on the ball. It cracked it well in between the covers. Straight for 4.
Driven down the ground. Hansi Cronje turns, but in vain.
The outfield is quick once it gets out of the middle area, but this was well enough timed to have been 4 on most grounds. Not much footwork, but timing superb. Really wasn't a half volley, just went through the line perfectly, and his reward was there.
High hands finish. Disappointment for the bowler. Big appeal. I thought I heard some wood.
The slip fielders wouldn't have heard it as clearly. Now the hands on the head are more from frustration. Mervyn Kitchen really didn't have a difficult decision to make. A thick edge onto the pad. Not easy to see from that angle, but it even looked as though it was going down leg, because he bowled it from so wide of the crease.
That's in the air and out. Nicely caught by Andrew Hudson. So Waqar Younis makes his way back to the pavilion. Alan Donald picks up his 4th wicket. My word, he does love bowling at Kingsmead, and only the second wicket to fall from the Old Port Road end.
Very good bowling indeed. Just as Robin was putting the curse on that end, Alan Donald said, no, 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 I've got different ideas. Full-blooded stroke, well moved there by Andrew Hudson, made that catch look much easier than it actually was, and Pakistan lose their 8th wicket.
Good shot. There's no messing. If it's in the right slot, Mahmood just hits through the line and does it well.
Well, we know his tactics. We saw them in Johannesburg. Alan Donald is going to be well aware of that. He won't want to be smacked over his head again. But that super timing. And Alan Donald will have his 10th fifer in the back of his mind. It would be a great record if he can achieve it.
Bouncer and brilliantly played. My goodness me. That was struck away with authority and complete control.
A really good shot here, but Alan Donald knows that he's going to have to get it short and up and quick to beat this man. That perhaps was about 15 centimeters too low, but what a good stroke.
Cut away firmly. Chase the third man, gives it up. Another quality stroke. And 50. Well played, young man, yet again.
Yeah, really, he's got every right to be delighted with another face-saving innings for Pakistan, coming in at number 7, and he's done it again. This game is so easy, isn't it? This really was a first-class shot.
Caught, dropped. Well, now, Jacques Cullis has had quite a good day at slip. He's taken 2 catches, and eventually the edge of Azhar Mahmood's bat found by Donald in the first over after tea, and Cullis puts it down.
Azhar trying to guide this ball, he gets an outside edge, thickish edge, and Cullis filling that a very difficult one, but then once again the South Africans have set such high standards.
Yes, he's standing fairly wide at the solitary slip and just failed to grasp it. And this is playing nicely down towards the boundary. In fact, I think the umpire will ask the third umpire to have a look at this. They get 2. See, his foot already behind the boundary rope, or was it in the air?
Well, it certainly was outside, and there is a signal. You can see the 4 being signals, and at the boundary to Azhar Mahmood. I think this was his probably 11th boundary.
Going for his shots, and he picks this one off nicely. There is a man just backward of the square leg umpire, but out of reach of him, and 4 more. This will be 4. My goodness, he's playing well in that area.
That was beautifully played, and Alan Donald, he just doesn't know what to do with this young man, because once again enough wit given to Azhar, and he relishes that one, picking up 4 more, and the 200 coming up for Pakistan.
Oh my, and Akhtar's going to get 4 runs. This is hurting. 50 partnership for the 9th wicket, and those are the first runs that Akhtar's contributed. No, he's made 5. 205 for 8. It's going to be 4 more, maybe 6. And this is 4 more, beautifully played. and I cannot understand why South Africa does not block that shot. They've got a third man, but he's far too fine to cut that off. They need a man down there at backward square. The runs have just flowed through that area, and they want to give him the single anyway. This doesn't make sense, quite frankly.
There's the bouncer, and a brilliant effort, but it's gone for 4, and yet another 100 against South Africa for Azam Mahmood. That's 300, almost it seems, in as many innings. He took it on, he's a brave player. A wonderful effort from Pollock, diving to his left to try and catch that ball, but no, 100 more. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully timed. Perfection.
And there's the nick, and he's gone. So at last the South Africans break this very troublesome 9th wicket partnership that has realized all of, 80 runs, and it really has been problematic for them. Akhtar made only 6, but he did a very important job of staying there with Mahmood. This time Klusner finds the outside edge, and that's an easy catch for Boucher. Shoaib gone for 6, 233 for 9 now, but well done Shoaib Akhtar. The last man coming to the wicket is another man making his test debut, Faisal Akbar, who flew in recently to bolster the Pakistani side. Now it's hit hard and over the head of mid-off, and that's 4 more. This was magnificently played. Again, it was well up to him. There was a little bit of in-swing, but he's in such magnificent form now that he just slams it down the ground for another boundary. Great shot.
250 up for the Pakistanis.
And there he'll get 4. Straight down the ground, super shot. And that's it. At last, he succumbs. He's furious with himself. An asterisk would have been very nice, and it bolstered that average, which is already so high. So he's very destroyed at having got out the inside edge and into his stumps. But he has played a marvellous innings, and he deserved, I would say, to be not out. Unfortunately, he's the last to go. He's 132. Ending as he goes again for a big shot. The left foot, you see, wasn't in the right position. That's why he probably found the inside edge and into the middle stump. But what an innings from Azam Mahmood. His 3rd 100 in 5 test matches against South Africa. 24 fours he hit. And a magnificent innings of over 3¼ hours just, but only 163 balls. And it ends Pakistan's innings.
Here's Waqar Younis. Immediately starts with the outswinger. This time he's got him out. Brilliantly caught Magali. He had to wait just 2 more balls to strike for the first time in Test cricket. Thurston doesn't capitalise on the error made by Mushtaq, and he's out without scoring. South Africa 4 for 1. Jacques Kallis, early in his Test career still, just 11 matches, averaged not very good to start with, but the selectors have stuck with him. Obviously a quality player, wonderful 100 in Melbourne. 4. A little bit involuntarily, but safely. And that might well be the end of the day's play, because I don't see what reason there is for them to come out again unless the cloud all goes away and we have some evening sunshine. Of what you've seen, Asif, of the way that the pitch has behaved, do you think that that is a 259 all-out pitch?
Now he gets a single and more. 4 runs, in fact, down to fine leg. The man down there is very square, and Waka Yunus immediately indicates that he's not happy about the fact that the man is as square as he is. And that's 4 runs. This is nicely placed. Hasn't got enough on it to go for 4. Good fielding effort. A nicely played shot. So the end of the 10th over, 31 for 1. Again, a lot of schoolboys that have been allowed into the ground. They come in at 7 Rand 50. 5 Rand goes to their school to aid development. This must be out, I think. Oh, yes, the batsman walks. Umpire Dave Orchard didn't have to bother. It looked like the inside edge, and an early wicket on the second day for Pakistan. And whereas he'd been swinging them away most of the day, that might have just done something different, and Adam Bacher is deceived. Inside edge, caught behind by Moin Khan.
Well, Adam Bacher is finding different ways of getting out. This one tracked back. He got the inside edge, quite a thick inside edge too. And as luck would have it, it carried to the keeper. He took a very nice catch as the ball was dropping. And Adam Bacher goes for 17 with the South African score 32 for 2.
Oh, what a good delivery. Now, that's a very similar delivery to that bowled out Darryl Cullinan at the Wanderers. We all talked about it having gone off a crack at the Wanderers because the wicket had a lot of cracks in it. This one doesn't have too many. Let's see if we can... Look at that. I wonder if he hasn't bowled a cutter there. Pulled away by Ackerman. He's not shy when it's short. Good shot.
That was a great shot, especially after the first over in which he wasn't really all that confident against Waka. This time Waka, although I think they were just beautifully played. He was well in control. He knew where he was going to hit, rolling the wrist. Perfectly executed. Beautiful shot.
Driven down the ground for 4. So that'll make him feel really good. 2 boundaries in the over so far. 1 beautifully executed pull shot, and now the off drive. Nicely played. Watched the ball very carefully. There wasn't a lot of bounce involved there. Nicely put away.
And it wasn't that shot either, like the one which Waka Yunus had bowled to him. This was beautifully executed because there he is. Didn't bounce as much as he would have expected, but he made absolutely sure that he was in control of that shot.
Now, who's shouting for what here? Well, Mushtaq looking for an LBW initially. Let's have a look.
Yes, I think there were 2 different appeals from 2 different people. That's for LBW by Mushtaq, and then... No, in fact, I think I'm wrong. I think even Mushtaq felt that he's appealing for a bat and pad.
Oh, it's beautifully bowled. That even surprised the wicketkeeper.
He gave a terrible cry as he delivered that one, almost as though he was in pain. But it was a lot quicker delivery, and certainly deceived the batsman. Fine bowling here, also deceived the wicketkeeper.
Perfect leg spinner. He doesn't look as if Ackerman is pricking the googly, just making sure that the stumps are covered, as Lee was suggesting. And if it turns, hits him on the pad.
Got this one through. Might not go for 4, and yet it might and does. Very good shot, forcing it away, just backward a square, off the back foot.
That must be a welcome ruling to see a boundary off the back foot. And yes, I think this is what they must have decided at lunch, that they have been patient. Throughout the morning session, they only scored 40-odd runs. But importantly for South Africa, they had only lost 1 wicket.
Ooh, there was a bit of drift there for Mushtaq. He hit a single, but he came down very late on that. Oh, this was just a little bit short, and it's hammered away on the onside for 4. In fact, it might even be 6. The umpire is questioning whether, in fact, that went over the boundary rope or not. Gets confirmation from the nearest fielder that it was 4 runs. Just dropped it a little bit short. It was an interesting shot. It wasn't really so much a pull as much as off the back foot he hit it over mid-wicket. This is a nice shot. It'll be 4 runs. Third man won't be able to get around. Now, Azam Mahmood played so many of those shots yesterday and found the boundary. This time a little short, a little wide, giving the batsman the width that he required to play the shot.
And to play these shots, one has to be very patient, because you have to wait for the ball to be there, and that it was there, and that was something which the Pakistani bowlers did not give in the pre-lunch session.
Another grunt, but 4 byes. Keeper won't be happy with that. 162. For the first 2 sessions on the Sunday within a 100-mile range.
A little bit short this time, and well played. Dispatches that one away just forward of the square leg umpire for 4. Rare loose ball.
Yes, Ackerman well in position to pull that ball short and asking for punishment. In fact, a rare loose delivery by Mushtaq Ahmed. He has bowled superbly so far.
He's bowled him. He's bowled him with a beauty. And Jacques Collis was playing a purely defensive shot, and somehow Akshar found a way through and bowled him with an absolute beauty.
Yes, he was trying to bowl quick in the last 2 overs, and they got that prize wicket of Jacques Collis going back to the pavilion, and absolutely delighted, in fact, excited Shoaib Akhtar. Shows him the way. Good delivery, that one, coming into the batsman.
Very, very good indeed. He looked down the wicket, Collis. He didn't do that much off the wicket. He might have even been beaten to pace there. But he's bowled for 43, and South Africa now 3 for 150. Andrew Hudson's career, 163 on debut against the West Indies in Barbados. And approaching 2,000 runs in Test match cricket. Average nearly 35, which is a disappointment to him. He's been in good form in South Africa this season with a couple of hundreds and that double 100 just before they selected the team for the first test at the Wanderers. And they've taken advantage of being left out of the touring party to Australia. Peel for LBW, and that's out. First ball. That was some great bowling there by Shoaib Akhtar. And South Africa have lost 2 wickets in a row, 2 balls, and Shoaib Akhtar at tremendous pace has bowled Cullis and now trapped Andrew Hudson, LBW, first ball.
Yes, good break there for Pakistan. More or less the same delivery, the previous one which got Khalid. And Andrew Hudson lunging forward, missing the line of the delivery and ball between his legs, in fact.
Well, he's just made 150 not out against the Pakistanis in Bloemfontein for his provincial side Free State. So he's in good form, having missed the first test because of an operation to his knee.
That might be out and is. Umpire Kitchen hardly hesitated, and Hansi Cronje is out at a very vital stage in this game, and suddenly Pakistan in the driver's seat.
Yes, a crucial wicket, the most important in fact, because he was the man in form. He got 150 against Pakistan, and Mushtaq picking up this wicket. The ball drifting into Hansi and hitting him at the, I think it hit him on the toe, and umpire Kitchen had no hesitation whatsoever. The only thing we need to say is whether that ball drifted in too much. 120 for 5.
Sean Pollock, 18 test matches, 27 innings, averaging 30. It's quite handy coming in at number 7. 22 against Pakistan. Sheikh Pura, his best.
He would have got that.
Good shot from Pollock. Be hauled in. Should be.
Yeah.
And there's 4 more. That's well played. Fraction short, Mushtaq, and Pollock quickly onto it.
Yes, he's not going to hang around. He'll make sure that he plays his shots, and that's one thing which the Pakistanis can't afford to allow. But certainly Pollock is capable of handling.
There it is, 50 on debut for H.D. Ackerman. Well, you can't ask for more than that. Well played.
It's very well played. And it's good to see the Pakistanis clapping. They really feel that he has played exceptionally well. It was really good to see that. And a well-deserved 50 by this young man making his debut. And I'm sure he is making his father proud.
This is nicely played. Just a little over-pitched by Mushtaq and hit through mid-wicket, and it, I think, has gone for 4. Did he get a foot and rake it back in time? Umpire Mervyn Kitchen's going to be on the old walkie-talkie to the third umpire, Rudy Kutsen. And we will have to show it for the umpire. He was very late in trying to rake it back. Lovely shot.
Really looking to get forward, as we've seen. He's quite keen to get on the drive now, and the bowler not quite knowing what to do, and yes, it touches the rope. So he'll be given 4. The batsman will have to switch ends, and he'll be back facing strike, but 4 runs accruing to his score.
What I liked so much about that shot, Lee, was the way he got his weight up.
But, you know, such a positive stroke. So he's now making Mushtaq think. Now, as soon as he starts to think, well, he's going to drive me if I pitch it up, he might drop one short. And we know that HD loves the short ball. He likes that cut, and he certainly pulled a couple very nicely earlier on.
Innings of 4 hours almost. And that is 6th boundary. This time he's out. Caught at silly point as he pushed forward. And Mushtaq has got another. And South Africa now really in desperate trouble at 139 for 6. It's been a sustained effort from the young man on his debut, but it's ended. He doesn't wait for the umpire to have to make the decision. He's happy to walk, having pushed it straight into the hands of the silly point. And H.D. Ackerman out caught by Mohammed Wazim off Mushtaq Ahmed for 57. South Africa 6 for 139. Mark Boucher, the wicket-keeper, is the new
Top edge, over the keeper, 4. I seem to remember that happening quite a lot at the Wanderers when Pollock was bowling. Yorker blasts the middle stump out of the ground. 7 down, South Africa. What a wonderful spell.
Certainly, there it is again, very quick. Yorker in swinging. I'm sure we need to do something about this. We need to pick up somebody in South Africa to come and help our bowler to swing the ball as the Pakistan do with the old ball.
Mark Boucher then bowled Shoaib for 2. South Africa 154 for 7. That's Kuzner, Sean Pollock. 2 homegrown players. Kuzner, 26 years old, just his 13th Test match. His best, 102 not out in 100 balls versus India and Cape Town a couple of years ago, averaging nearly 30. Thick outside edge, 4 runs.
That's a very thick outside edge, well placed, beating the third man for a 4.
Edged, fine, of first slip for 4. Probably standing at about a slip and a half. Mushtaq. Drive, feet not really there, that's why there was a little movement afterwards, but Mushtaq just a little bit too wide, not in an orthodox position, probably 1.5, getting towards 2. Out. Just played down the wrong line. Oh, bowled. Bring drinks onto the field. What a good delivery this is. Feeling that he's playing. Yeah, just played down the Bakerloo. The ball was coming down the Waterloo.
Started for 3 hours and then all collapsed once he got out. Well, that's 4 runs. Take that, says Barney de Villiers. And maybe that's why Sean Pollock has got a good deal of confidence in Barney's batting. So Barney de Villiers gone for 7. He's about to sing his praises about the fact that he had in fact got 2 50s in Test match cricket. We know the 67 not out against India and then 66 against Pakistan and Johannesburg, but not to be today, and South Africa 179 for 9. Alan Donald to the wicket. Alan's highest Test score 33 against Zimbabwe. Made a couple of first-class 50s, but not much to write home about in Test match cricket. He drives beautifully. That's going to be 4 runs through the covers. That was a tremendous shot.
Beautiful shot. And that's exactly what Sean Pollock was looking for. Once the field is up, he was going to go for the big hit. And I'm sure that that's the right tactic. He was right in the slot. He gave himself enough room, but the face of the bat was straight. And not only he timed it well, but he placed it to perfection.
And Pollock goes for the big one, and he's got a hold of it. Going to get 4 runs for the pull shot to mid-wicket.
And maybe that's why he's hit that mile. A tremendous shot from Pollock.
It really was, and that's the reason for the negative bowling. He's tired, he knew that he didn't have anything left in him, and the result, fantastic shot from Pollock, and he moves on to 49. But unfortunately for him, he hasn't kept the bowling, so now Alan Donald has to face the wrath of Waqar Younis. South Africa nearing 200 with that 6. They're 198 for 9.
That's his 50. Very well played, Sean Pollock.
Well, I think it was for that reason that Alan Donald went for the single to give this man the applause that he deserves. He's had 5 4s and 2 6s in that in only 74 balls, and it's enabled the South African total to reach some credit.
Walk 2 for the single to bring up the 50 partnership. Short fine leg for the sweep. He's given him out. He's given him out, and I do not believe that. It might have been the googly, but we'll have to see. Did it pitch on line? He didn't offer a shot. That was the most important thing. But he did seem to be a long way forward. Umpire Dave Orchard, though, up with the finger very quickly.
Yes, I think what we'll need to see is to where it pitched it, because there's no doubt it was the wrong one. And yes, I think as far as the umpire is concerned, what he wanted to see was where the ball pitched. And it was the wrong one, and he had no hesitation. But I think when we see the replay with the left foot long in front, tall man, Alan Donald must be a bit disappointed. Brilliant innings from Sean Pollock.
And he remains not out. McDonald, the last man out for 11, and South Africa 231 all out. Donald is out. LBW de Mushtaq for 11, having put on a very good 53 runs for the 10th wicket, with Sean Pollock not out on 70. Top score for South Africa after H.D. Ackerman's 57 on Test debut, and a very studied innings that was. Jacques Kallis batted nicely and patiently too for his 43 against some very tight bowling from Mushtaq and Azam Mahmood. That saw South Africa score just 43 runs in the 2 hours prior to the luncheon interval. And again, a rescue act down the order for South Africa. Poor batting performance by South Africa, but let it be said, there was some splendid bowling from Pakistan.
Yes, no doubt about it, and especially when you see that the top of the list, Waqar Younis, the main strike bowler, him without any wicket, and the juniors, as we would call them, Fazal Akbar and Shoaib. Fazal Akbar bowling 8 overs for 16 runs and picking up 2 wickets, and what a performance by both Shoaib and Mushtaq. Shoaib after picking up first 5-wicket haul for just 43 runs. Magnificent performance. 4 victims clean bowled in the 5th LBW.
For the change of innings. And it's going to be Fani de Villiers. I really did. I don't know who's going to bowl the other end yet, so I won't commit myself, but I really did want Sean Pollock to bowl with a new ball. Had such success against Syed Anwar and Amar Sahel in the not too distant past. 48 innings, nearly 2,000 runs, 80 short of 2,000 runs, averaging above 40. Always a sign of a pretty useful player. Swings in. Now, was there bat involved? Was it missing leg stump? Let's have a look.
Well, this was an absolutely superb first delivery. And as you say, certainly not the one Saeed Anwar would have wanted. Look at the swing. And that was absolutely motherless. That was plumb. Really in front, straightening, and it couldn't have missed much. No touch, no touch. I don't think it hit the bat.
Four. All timing, pace of the ball and the hardness of the ball. And that'll be a frustrating 4 for the bowler, so 8 coming off the over today. One a good shot, the other a certain amount of fortune. De Villiers, will they test his arm out? Yes. And, well, let's have a look. Fantastic throw from De Villiers.
Got the feeling that he was just in. Brilliant bit of cricket by Fanie de Villiers. Pick up and throw on the run, and a very flat throw indeed. Just made it. Good cricket, but he looks reasonably in.
Test debut. Scored a very sedate 57 and did a wonderful job holding up.
4 runs. Fast bowler Fanie de Villiers will feel aggrieved.
And like it happened yesterday, Saeed Anwar getting that to the cordon of the fielders, picking up 4 runs.
Saeed on 12, and Amir Sohail, the captain, on 2. He's facing. Big appeal for LBW.
One probably will say that the ball once again doing too much, because like it happened last night, that missing leg stump.
4 runs. It is a fine leg, but he's fairly square, so that was an easy 4 runs there, just helped on its way. And Pakistan 22 for no wicket. In swing again, and just not starting it quite in the right place, and Sohail able to help it on its way. Alan Donald now. And that too will race away to the fine leg boundary.
Similar shot to the one which Amir Sohail played of Fanie de Villiers, and this time it's Saeed Anwar repeating that of Alan Donald. Runs flowing in Pakistan this morning, and Donald erring in line, paying for it, and Saeed Anwar picking up 4 runs.
Take that.
Pakistan is certainly more positive today, and if there is a bad ball given, like this one from Alan Donald and Amir Sohail, punching it, picking up 4 more runs. Nicely played shot, that one.
There is a backward point.
Over the top it slips. That's become a pretty familiar sight in this series to date. Hit that very firmly indeed. Third man didn't even bother to run to his left. Great shot.
again being given width, and once again the Pakis showed just how devastating they are when this happens.
Average is less runs per wicket in the second innings, but isn't that amazing? Exactly the same amount of wickets in Test cricket in the first and the second innings.
That's a beautiful stroke. No need to run.
Well, when these guys hit the ball, it stays hit, that's for sure. Not a half volley by any means, just getting the line and hitting straight through it.
Or bowled.
This time it's Amir who finds himself slightly off balance. Good bounce. And the thud of the ball on the leg almost helped him to fall over, knocking his leg backwards.
A great delivery to a right-hander, that.
Hooked away. Not that well, but safely.
.50 partnership and 50 up for Pakistan. 97 balls it's taken. The dominant partner, Saeed, he's made 33 of the 51. Amir, 13. This exceeds the partnership in the first innings of 35 by this pair.
Down the leg side. I heard a little click. Was it wood or was it pad? It was pad.
That went very quickly to the boundary. Too wide from Lance Klusner.
Very strong. Anything that is wide, they don't leave it. They go, they throw a bat, they slash it. And that's why they're scoring so much runs as openers.
His eighth boundary out of 38 runs. So 32 of 38 have come from boundaries. Paul Adams. And this will be more than just 2. In fact, it'll probably be 4, as it's too short and wide. No, Jacques Kallis does well and saves a run in that they only get 3.
Right, well played. Past the first slip and down to third man. And Kallis did well to save the ball. Watch it there.
South Africa only used 4 bowlers, their 4 fast bowlers in the first innings. Now they've had to use Grenier and the roller bowling off spin. Change now that Barney de Villiers, who did start today, he's coming back in place of Klusner at the Old Fort Road end. And he's immediately hit for 4 and back with a square. Short and wide.
This is in the third innings. That's Pakistan playing against Africa. Scored over 50 partnership. And they're doing it easy now. It looks like we're giving it to them. Bowling wide, bowling too full. The guys are there, sitting there and enjoying themselves.
Yes, if you bowl like that, you're going to be punished.
Well, pulled away with tremendous power. Barney de Villiers, the man trying to make the catch. We'll have a look at that in a moment. 90 for no wicket. Some fingertips on it, de Villiers.
That's the closest South Africa has come this morning, getting a wicket.
Did hit this very, very hard. Oh, well. There you go. Good shot. 50 runs. Well played.
Yes, very well played. That was a very good shot. And I'm sure he must be delighted because he hasn't really been having a good run against the South Africans. And he must be delighted with that one. Nicely pulled. And getting his first 50 against South Africa. Saidan were there 52 with 9 boundaries, and he has played exceptionally well.
And he's gone, no, it dropped short. I was about to say he's got him yet again, but it dropped just short of the first slip.
Superb bowling by Alan Donald, deserved a wicket there, but the odds were against him. That was a genuine nick, and it got just short. No real chance for either the second slip or the keeper to dive across him. Just the sort of thing the South Africans will be encouraged by, although disappointed this time.
Yes, it was far too wide. Caught this time. Alan Donald very nearly had him in the last over. This time he's got the other man, Emir Sahel. A wicketkeeper Boucher doing the job, and at last a breakthrough for South Africa.
First-class delivery, this angling across him all the way, traditional left-hander's weak point, and a good catch in the end by young Boucher.
Gone for 36, a useful innings, and Pakistan 101 for 1. Ijaz Ahmed, the new batsman, 44th test match, and already has scored over 2,000 runs. His average just a little lower than he would like to have it. He's a slow starter, not a very good starter. Once he gets his eye in, mind you, he's a tremendous player. Beautiful shot.
And showing the liking for the cut as soon as the ball is marginally wide. Really gave that a belt. Didn't quite middle it, but nevertheless beating the field. And once that happens on this field, it's four.
One thing about Ijaz, when he goes for his shots, he's certainly...
Cut away, backward of square, 4 runs.
Once again, Saeed Anwar, the moment that width is given to him, making absolutely sure this time not only he played it all along the ground, but the power and the placement both getting him 4 more runs.
Away, and that will go for 4. Gary Kirsten chases in vain, nicely timed, backward of square on the leg side for a change.
Saeed Anwar is so strong, beautifully placed that one, and once again for the first time we've seen Sean Pollock bowling on the legs and Saeed Anwar picking up easy 4 runs. Beautifully placed shot, and that was his 11th boundary.
See, between the wicketkeeper and first slip. Well, well, well. 4 runs.
Well, you took the slip away. You had to. You take one away, and Ijaz having a go, getting a thick outside edge.
Pulled. And... well... yes, Gary Kirsten... no. What's he saying?
I think it's claiming it.
I think he is claiming the catch. Is he? Let's have a look. No, he's not claiming it.
Played away rather nicely back with the square leg umpire, and it's going to be 4 runs. It will be 4. That's 4 runs. Or is it? Oh, Pony. I think his leg got in the way there. He was a bit lucky to save those 4. Oh, comedy of errors here. Well, it was a good shot. Now, watch Barney de Villiers. He misses his hands, and the foot got in the way, fortunately. Unlike Barney, the throw was not at all good. Boucher couldn't gather it in. Simcox was backing up. They thought of an overthrow, and then there was a terrible fumble from Simcox, and eventually they got the overthrow.
That's beautifully timed.
Well, that must be one of the shots of the match. Absolutely superb timing. He just leaned into that one, chose the gap perfectly, and away it raced. Watch the balance. Super shot. Hands well out in front. Perfect choosing of the gap. He moves on to 81.
Also brings up the 50 partnership. You got 4 there.
Lance Klusner is no way he's going to bowl defensively. He continues the attack, tries to dig one in. And that was just the right height and pace for Saeed to punish. He goes on to 86, total to 159.
This time, I think a semblance of in-swing as well. Ijaz bowls de Villiers. Pakistan's second wicket fall.
We were hoping for some reverse swing to arrive, and it certainly did there. Barney de Villiers was the one to find it. Ijaz the victim, and he goes for 24. Fine bowling by Barney de Villiers. He stuck to it well. Look at this ball coming into the bat, even though it beats him for... he was too early on the shot in the end, and the off stump goes.
So, Ijaz Ahmed just beginning to look dangerous. Bowled by de Villiers for 24, Pakistan 159 for 2. Look for a change of pace here. There's certainly some in-swing, but as Lee Irvin pointed out, Ijaz was way through with the shot prior to the ball arriving, so the wily old fox has done it again. Just a little bit of deception in pace. Let's see if we can see it come out of his hand. Nice facial expression, Barney. Yeah.
Quite clearly reverse swing. I think that the pace of the other one before that was so much quicker that he was deceived. But reverse swing, you can see the shine of the ball on the wrong side.
here. He's way through with the shot. Clipped away for 4. Beautifully executed stroke.
My goodness, he's just come in, and that was an imperious shot. What a superb flip off the toes. Men in there. It was in the air a little bit, but perfectly into the gap. Again, complaints by the batsman that two people are encroaching on their visibility.
A little bit of trivia on Mohammed Wasim. He was one of 3 players to have scored a century and a duck on Test debut. Others were Little Vishy, Vishwanath, and Andrew Hudson of South Africa. Yeah.
Oh, problems. Yeah. Well, that was really, really silly as far as Pakistan were concerned. Just a little knock-on from Conyer. Recovered very quickly. Accurate throw, 1 bounce to the stumps. And what a sad end to an innings that started with such promise, with that beautiful 4 through mid-wicket.
The old adage holds good again. Hansi Cronje misfielding here, made very good ground to his right. The bounce beat him. He half stopped it, and Wasim decided to go for the second. Look at that turn and throw. For de Villiers in the right position, moves well, and the man way out. No call for the Panna eye this time. He goes for 5, run out, and it's 164 for 3 now.
Good fielding from the South African captain, having made the blemish and initially, and a lesson to anybody. On a misfield, don't drop your head and be despondent. Get after it as soon as possible. Watch this. Pick up, turn, throw. And de Villiers does the rest.
Remember, that was Mohammed Wasim. He just turned thinking that there was a comfortable 2. And suddenly turned away by Saeed. It was too late. Happiness for Barney de Villiers.
Yusuf Johanna. Debutant.
Good shot. First boundary that Saeed Anwar has hit straight down the ground.
And it really was a classy stroke. Moves him into the 90s.
Magnificent.
And suddenly the 100 before tea that Robin was talking about comes into prospect. He now goes on to 97 with that stroke. Oh, my goodness, that was regal. Once again giving a little bit of width. But look how he chooses the gap. Super balance and just a flick of the wrists.
That will be over. And tea. Whipped away through mid-wicket. Very strong there. Mohan Khan. Anything straight, he punishes. And the over finishes 191 for 4. That's through the offside. Beautiful stroke. That's on the up. Or on the rise.
Great shot. Well placed. Good timing.
stroke of a man in form. No need to run.
Field for LBW, up goes the finger, and Sean Pollock has trapped Moin Khan. LBW for 5, and the 5th Pakistani wicket is down, and that's a very important one. It brings South Africa back into this game.
Well, we thought there might be a problem for the Pakistanis. This was plumb as it could be, and he goes for 5.
And it's 5 for 198. So Azhar Mahmood is the new batsman, fresh from his 132 in the first innings. He was last man out. His 3rd century in 5 tests against South Africa.
Couple more runs here for Saeed Anwar. It'll probably go to the boundary. It will indeed. Take Anwar to 117, 202 for 5.
Field for LBW, and up goes umpire Kitchen's finger again. And that is good bowling by Sean Pollock. He's struck twice in 2 overs, and both times he's got LBW decisions. And this is the big one. Saeed Anwar, having gone to his 5th Test 100, has now been trapped LBW by Sean Pollock. And suddenly Pakistan are 203 for 6.
Well, there were definitely 2 sounds here. Let's see why. It certainly wasn't because the bat hit the ball. It might have been that his bat hit the pad, but that was plumb, and very, very good bowling. Loud applause by this very fair Durban crowd as Saeed Anwar leaves the pitch, going out for 118.
New batsman Mushtaq Ahmed. The leg spinner bowled so well yesterday. This is through the covers. Smashing shot from Mushtaq. Another one. Same plate, same result.
Well, what a wonderful bit of cricket. Oh, you pay Bobber too to watch that again.
Yes, no doubt about it. Perfectly executed shot. Azhar Mahmood launching into it, middling it, and a brilliant save.
That's out. Pollock's done it again. Courtesy Mark Boucher, and the man who has been South Africa's nemesis in the last few Test matches. Mahmood out for 1.
And what a big wicket that one is. A bad shot, I'm sure Azhar Mahmood didn't see it. And a wicket that South Africans definitely wanted. Azhar Mahmood out for 1, Pakistan 212 for 7.
Wacker Yunus, the new man in. Oh, put down. The guilty party's got his back to me. Jacques Kallis.
And he almost picked another one in his 4th over. Magnificent effort there by Jacques Kallis. He almost got it, but that was not to be.
Well, fantastic effort. He'd have just stood there and watched it go over his head for 4. Nobody would have said a word.
That was a magnificent effort, there's no doubt about it. Firmly hit by Mushtaq.
In the air again, and just wide of Simcox at mid-off. In the air, Klusner, 5 for Pollock. Well bowled, young man.
Well, it got it. It's got 5 wickets. And in the last over, Mushtaq was dropped. A brilliant effort by Callis and the covers. Otherwise, he would have picked up a wicket in every over. And this is how he got his 5th wicket. This time, Wakayun is trying to play over the mid-on fielder, but Klusner was there, and he picked up a simple catch. 5th wicket of the innings for Shaun Pollock, and Pakistan 220 for 8.
Shoaib Akhtar, man with a bad thumb. The 2-star Saeed Anwar, 118, magnificent innings to put Pakistan in, I think, the most dominant position out of the 2 teams in this test match. And Pollock hauling everything back to try and just adjust the balance and give his side a chance of winning batting last. The man of the moment, Shaun Pollock. 22 overs, 6 maidens, 5 for 50 to give South Africa a chance of winning the 2nd test match.
Well, he hit 2 beautiful shots through the covers yesterday, and here's another one, and that's 4 runs.
It was a half volley, but he chose the gap beautifully. He likes the shot, keen to play it, swung his arms nice and freely, but he waited just to the perfect time and was able to get it into the gap between Ackerman and Bacher.
Is he caught? No, did he get a hand to it? It was a very, very valiant effort indeed by Gary Kirsten.
Well, this was a brilliant attempt, but once again, frustration for the South Africans. Gary Kirsten making yards to his left, lifting it here as he jumps to play the shot, diving and just getting a hand to it, fingers to it rather than hand, and it dropping down. At the same time, off he goes. He sets off and was a good 15 meters down the pitch before he had to turn back.
Now they're taking a very cheeky single. There'll be an appeal for a run out, and umpire Dave Orchard has asked the 3rd umpire, Rudy Kutsen, to adjudicate on this. I think the South Africans feel they've got their man, and that was a silly run by Mushtaq Ahmed. It really was.
Yes, it certainly was, and one doesn't know quite what he was thinking about. Pat Simcox was relatively close in here. Look at where he picks the ball up and just lobs the ball, and he's a good way out, and that's a silly mistake by Mushtaq Ahmed, and Pakistan are now 9 wickets down for 226.
Yes, he's just played one splendid cover drive for 4, and whatever possessed him to go scampering away, and he played defensively, and he was almost posing in the shot before he suddenly decided, for whatever reason, he wanted to take a run. And full credit to the old man, Pat Simcox. He closed in quickly, and his underarm throw was accurate, and Mushtaq Ahmed is run out for 20, 9 for 226.
This is his home now. Originally perhaps a call here for Adam Bacher to move into backward short leg instead of square leg.
And this is, should be caught, and is. And South Africa has done just what they wanted. They've racked up the Pakistani innings very, very quickly, and he thought he might take a little chance there and try and go over the infield, because there were men on the offside in a row and on the onside looking after the single just to keep him down on strike, but he tried to go over the top and miscued it altogether. Lance Klusner taking a nice catch. Not easy this, because it was coming over his left shoulder, but he took it very, very well indeed. And so 6 wickets for Shaun Pollock, and Hudson delighted too. First to congratulate Lance Klusner, and Fazil out for a duck, and so 226 all out Pakistan, which means they have a lead of 254. South Africa will require 255 to win.
They're out. There's the first appeal. Just nipped back a little bit. Bacher's not got very far forward, and he hasn't got off the mark either.
And what a breakthrough for Pakistan. And this young man, as it did in the first innings when he got rid of Gary Kirsten, picking up the wicket, and certainly this one pitching within the stumps and going on to just hitting below the roll, not very forward, and the umpire had to decide whether or not it did enough to hit the stumps or whether it did more than enough to miss the leg stump. Back in the pavilion, first wicket down to South Africa.
Yeah, that looked pretty good to me when it all happened. The opportunity, the only opportunity the umpire has to make his decision. Bakker out for North South Africa, 2 for 1. Jacques Kallis to the crease. He's 22 years of age, only playing in his 11th Test match. Average creeping up. When he went to Australia, he was averaging around about 14, and that 101 in Melbourne did a great deal. Driven away by Kirsten, nicely timed. Hot pursuit, but in vain.
First boundary for the South Africans. And this time Waqar Younis giving Gary Kirsten enough space to place that shot, and he did that wonderfully well, beautifully timed, and in vain Amir Sohail couldn't stop that boundary.
Driven away, backward a square for 4. South Africa 11 for 1.
One under 50. He's gone for his shot here and he's brought it off magnificently. It was short, he was quickly into position, and he hooks it away backward a square for 4.
Again, he went right back, he picked it up early, placed it well, good shot for 4.
This is beautifully played. Through mid-wicket, 4 runs. Got his weight up nicely. Bowler angry with himself for just straying onto middle and leg. And he's got to bowl very accurately because the field that he's got placed for him is a 7-2 field. Brilliantly stopped in the gully. Well, the bounce was right that time, and he played the shot well, but Azam Mahmood made a sensational stop in the gully.
That's a shot again, placed. Certainly would have been a 4, but well fielded there.
Going around the wicket, of course, to Gary Kirsten, and Gary Kirsten rocks onto the back foot and gets this one away for 4. Square.
It was short, and he placed it well. That was a good shot. Again, it works with the length. If you watch the length work.
Uh-oh, put down. Now, how expensive is that going to be?
Well, he has dropped some easy ones. That wasn't by any means that easy. He was coming forward, but there's no doubt that he should have taken it. Look, the change of pace here and the ball lifting for quite a long time, and he quite comfortably should have taken that. And then as his arm goes forward in the fall, it just bounces the ball out.
This is played in the gap between the wide mid-on and the backward square leg, and they're able to get 2. They want a 3rd. They have to hurry to do so. Good running. Syed Anwar, the man who set off after it.
Nicely played and good running. Converted the 2 into 3. Gary Kirsten. First time other Mahmood, pitching the ball middle and leg, giving Gary Kirsten enough to play on the onside. And
up they go, and there's the finger, and Mushtaq has got Gary Kirsten caught in that silly middle or silly point position, and that's a very big blow for Pakistan and a big blow for South Africa.
what a big wicket that one. And I think the fielder there under the helmet is Rashid Latif, the tour captain. Mushtaq once again pitching in the rough there. Gary Kirsten coming in the front, on the front foot, first hitting the pad and then going on to hit the bat. And Rashid Latif jumping in the air. And I promise you the man most relieved must be Amir Suhail, who had dropped him earlier on. South Africa losing their second wicket for 42.
Gary Kirsten makes his way up the stairs, a long walk to the dressing room. This is why bat and pad close together, but a bit of both. And the tour captain, Rashid Latif, absolutely delighted. The way he's leaping around there, nothing wrong with his back at all.
And the interesting thing to see was the first man congratulating him was Amir Suhail.
It was a sharp chance, so a good catch. Suhail and Rashid Latif, the two captains, doing a little jig. He's been in tremendous form, has H.D. Ackerman this season. Over 1,000 runs in domestic four-day cricket. 25 years old and at 57. A good start to his test career. Came into the test match having made 400 in 4 successive matches in the Supersport series. That's a joy for Pakistan. Rashid Latif closing his hands round that one. Very good first delivery from Mushtaq to the new batsman, bowling him the googly, and he got some bounce out of that one.
Well, it's a different game now, totally different. First delivery to Ackerman there, the wrong one, which I suspected didn't read, finding that gap between the bat and the pad, just clipping the top of the pad. And that is magnificent both.
Well, he's hit that fairly positively. Just a one bounce 4.
That wouldn't be a bad idea to play shots like that. Yes, he was given a short one. It was the googly again, so he hit it with the spin. Watch the turn here after it pitches. He obviously read it and hit it nicely into the gap. Great shot to catch it from the Pakistanis, but really no chance of a dismissal. Those shots are more to discourage the batsman doing it again.
Oh, he's given him out. Jacques Kallis's body language there was maybe agreeing with umpire Orchard. Took that half a step and then hung about. Orchard said, no, you nicked it, off you go.
Soft dismissal this, because it was outside leg stump. More or less just tried to push it away, and rather unluckily, if he did get a nick, he got a faint one. Yes, it looked as if it was almost off the face, and therefore didn't deflect much. Good catching by Moen, and a very, very good decision by umpire Orchard.
Tremendous catch that by Moen Khan. So Jacques Kallis's innings of 22 in 89 deliveries, very nearly 2 hours, comes to an end, and South Africa now struggling, 49 for 3. Andrew Hudson, 34 test matches, 47 short of 2,000 test runs, and being just under 35. That's runs. We'll see whether it's bat or pad in a moment. Pad. Valuable runs though.
Now the bowler's head went down, and he realized that he'd bowled a loose one of the rare loose deliveries that he has bowled. But even more frustrating that it was punished.
Oh, that's a great delivery.
Mushtaq knows that Andrew Hudson likes to get onto the front foot. Just dropped this one marginally shorter. And watch it bounce. His first move, look at that. Keep it taking it went over his right shoulder.
Oh, this is going down to the third man boundary, but it was a sneaky shot. There, remember, a slip and a gully in there, and I think it went between them. Amir Sahel on his knees. He's the first slip. Now, where did this exactly go? It might have been a bit too full for him to play the cut shot. Yeah, right between the two of them, slip and gully.
In fact, he hit it onto the ground in between the two slips.
So 4 speaky runs. Listen up tonight. But Hudson likes it coming onto the bat. That was a very, very lovely shot. Straight back down the ground for 4.
Handsome looking shot, that one. Ball coming into him and right down to the pitch of that delivery, driving it past the bowler. Straight to the fence. The meat of the bat, superb looking shot.
That's when he's at his best, Andrew Hudson, when he presents the full face of the bat and hits the ball in the V. On that occasion, straight back past the stumps down at the bowler's end. Well, they go up for the catch, but the umpire says not on this occasion. It was a very good effort by the fielder as H.D. Ackerman gave him the charge here. That's an indication of how desperate H.D. Ackerman is getting in terms of trying to cope with Mushtaq Ahmed, and he gave him the charge, got down there, but the umpire ruling it came only off the pad. Is this LBW? It is. It was almost inevitable. He misread the googly. He shakes his head. It's not because he disagrees with the umpiring decision, I don't think. It's just because he could not fathom Mushtaq Ahmed. And really, it was a matter of time before he was going to get it.
Well, he made that cardinal mistake of going forward and then back, not reading his flight in the air or off the wicket as it turned, the wrong one, and right in front of that wicket. Good piece of bowling by little Mushtaq. Absolutely delighted, and so is the Pakistan team.
So Hilton Ackerman Jr., his second innings in Test match cricket ends in disappointment. LBW to Mushtaq for 11, and South Africa in real trouble at 76 for 4. And it brings the captain, Hansi Cronje, to the wicket. Probably the best player of spin bowling in the South African side, and certainly of leg spin bowling. And what a job he's got on his hands now.
Hudson drive and out, caught mid-off. Good catch. That might have looked quite simple. Trust me, that ball was travelling.
Yes, it was, no doubt about it. And how it has paid from coming, bowling over the wicket to Hudson, something that we have been talking about. And Mushy picking up his 4th wicket and once again doing the job for Pakistan. Brilliant catch that was, and I'm sure we'll see. Tossing it up, and Hudson not really on top of it, hitting it very hard, and the ball going low to the fielder at long off, and a very good catch there. Brilliantly caught. I think that's Fazle Akbar. And South Africa losing their 5th wicket for 79.
Have one more look. A little bit more flight. Hudson tempted to drive a little bit early on the shot, hit it very firmly. Good catch. Best is 82, and that was against Pakistan in Sheikhupura. Turned the game round, or at least gave South Africa a chance yesterday afternoon in a devastating spell of bowling. There you go. A little bit wide.
and 4.
And that's the way he plays, and that's the only way he plays. But I'm sure Mushtaq and the Pakistani team wouldn't mind at this stage of the game, because South Africa is still trailing behind, and still got about 172 to win, and they've picked up the 5 wickets, and this one from Mushtaq coming round the wicket, and Pollock picking up 4 runs.
This is off the back foot, and it's a beautiful shot, and it's going to beat the solitary man who is out there in the covers and will go to the boundary.
What a start after tea. This fantastic crowd here, enjoying it. There haven't been many boundaries in the South African innings. And Pollock giving them room for smiles. 10 boundaries out of the 95 for 5.
It's going to be 4 runs. It was just wide of wicketkeeper Moin Khan, diving away to his left.
Good shot. Really delicate tickle down the leg side. Fine enough so that the fine leg wasn't able to get around. That super touch. Fully intentional. Never a chance. And the fine leg some meters away when it hit the boundary. Bringing up South Africa's 100. Pollock goes on to 17. 308.
This is beautiful shot. What wonderful timing. Is forced away on the onside, back to the square. The 2 men there, they converge. The fine leg gets there first, and now they'll be able to scramble and overthrow. Well, we've often talked about this. Why do you punish a splendid throw-in from the boundary with the ricochet off the stumps, and they get an extra run against a good bit of fielding?
Well picked off his toes. Fazal running around the fine leg boundary. 2 men there, remember. He got there first and flicked it in beautifully. Moin Khan, quite understandably, waiting behind the stumps. But the batsman ever alert.
Well, that's a bad ball, and it is dispatched well by Hansi Cronje. You've got to be patient against Mushtaq. He doesn't bowl too many bad ones. You just got to bide your time, wait, and when you get one like that, make sure you put it away. Caught. Going for the hook pull shot there and getting the top edge, and he's caught behind by Moin Khan. And that really is a desperate blow for South Africa and a huge one for Waqar Younis. And the Pakistan players know it.
This also seemed to sit up on Hansi. It was so short, and he was committed to the hook. Almost got it on the toe end of the bat because it was so slow in getting up. Delight for the man who's got his first wicket in the innings.
And she's overjoyed, is Moin Khan's wife. Hansi Cronje has gone for 11, and South Africa 114 for 6 now. Mark Boucher, the new batsman, playing in only his 3rd test match, and this is not an easy time for him to have to come to the wicket. So much depends on him now. What a glorious shot from Pollock. His timing is quite remarkable.
Well, there's no better way to fight back when one's been beamed by a fast bowler than to play a stroke like that of such confidence and class. The burst swing was there, and he just timed it away into the gap.
Is he stumped? The umpire is going to call for the 3rd umpire to adjudicate. Umpire Rudy Cookson, he doesn't have to bother. Sean Pollock is walking. He knows he's gone. He wanted to give Mushtaq the charge there, and he was badly caught out. And I think that's it for South Africa.
Well, down he came, trying to unsettle him, realized that it was wide, tried to get back, but way too late. That light is certainly going to change to red.
Yes, the red light flashing, but the third umpire didn't really have to bother. He knew he was out. He's three-quarters of the way to the boundary, walking off very slowly. Badly caught out there. Rushing down the wicket to him, shaking his head now, and he was left stranded. Another fine bit of bowling by Mushtaq. And I think with the demise of Sean Pollock, South Africa's hopes have finally gone out of the window. Stumped Mohan Khan, bowled Mushtaq for 30, 120 for 7. Lance Klusenapp is the new batsman. This is why Pollock deciding early to come down the wicket to Mushtaq. He probably saw him coming. He started to move so soon, and when he realized that he was going to be stranded, he tried to scramble back, but he couldn't make it. Quick bit of work by Mohan Khan, and although the third umpire was asked to adjudicate, he had walked.
Edged over the top of slip. Hit at it hard enough. It takes a bit of catching. But that was too high at all times. 4 more to Boucher.
Certainly Boucher that got the player. Anything short, he knows that we need runs and he's got to go for it. And he got a top edge and he got over the slips for a 4.
Mushtaq continues. Big appeal, and bye-bye Lance Klusenapp. Straight forward, pitching outside off stump. Klusenapp choosing to play back, turns in. He looks from here, would have hit middle and leg. I don't know whether there was just a hint of an inside edge. I can't claim that there was. Klusenapp out for 2. South Africa 133 for 8. Barney de Villiers has got a hole over to face. Well, virtually, that was the first ball of this over. 33 years of age. Age is 17. 67 not out against India. His highest test score. Reverse sweep. And 4 runs.
Barney has brought life into the spectators. Look at that reverse sweep.
A good example of how to watch the ball. He watched that right onto his bat.
Barney does get this one away, swings it down to fine leg and a misfield.
Your team is in, you cannot afford to do that. That's annoying for the bowler. Perfectly executed sweep from Barney de Villiers. What should have been a single was given away as 4 runs. Fazle Akbar the culprit, and I'm sure that didn't please his captain at all. Once again, Mushtaq getting an outside edge of Mark Boucher's bat.
But this is a bad ball, and it's whipped away for 4 runs. Full, and even though there's a man on the boundary down there at backward square leg, he couldn't get round to cut that one off.
It's another boundary to Mark Boucher this time. A bad delivery from Ahmed Sohail. And South Africa getting 4 more runs, going on to 153.
This has gone up high in the air, and he might be caught and is dropped.
Well, that certainly didn't amuse Mushtaq. He has done everything, and Ijaz Ahmed is the culprit this time. And Barney de Villiers going for the big swing, and Ijaz Ahmed getting both hands to it, but unable to hang on to it.
Not an easy catch this, of course, when they go up so high, and They're coming over your shoulder. Oh, that would have been a brilliant catch, that. It would have been absolutely stunning, because he hit that very, very hard indeed. And Rashid Latif was on the field as a substitute. What a catch that would have been.
Yes. Had that one stuck, that would have been a brilliant catch. Boucher swinging at Amir Sahel, getting hold of it. Shot. Beautiful shot for Mark Boucher. In perfect position there. All along the ground.
Yeah.
4 more runs to South Africa. And once again, Boucher may not be hitting as cleanly as it did on the previous delivery, but again finding enough of the bat to pick up 4 more runs.
That's sore. Full toss, and I think that's hit the side of short leg's face. Careful.
Well, one always takes a chance when one is in there so close, and they really were close. It's a tribute to Mushtaq Ahmed bowling that that's the first dangerous delivery that he's bowled in 31. Meted the bat again.
Sympathetic round of applause for him as he leaves the field. I agree with you, Mushi. 4 runs.
Frustration for him. Barney de Villiers really collects this one well. He's had enough practice at it. Flies away. That shot, Barney. He's on 22 now.
Down the ground. Good place to hit it. 1 bounce 4.
He picked it beautifully. It was tossed up by Amir Sahel, and he really saw it nicely, went down the wicket and produces a 50 partnership in only 54 minutes. 93 balls with that super shot. And the crowd gives very warm applause.
There you go. Now that, I can only assume, was what Pakistan wanted. I think they're frustrated enough. He knew that he could get off as soon as he took a new ball, as soon as he put a quick bowler on, and that's precisely what has happened.
The short, there he is again, and now he's hammered it very hard indeed, and he's got 4 runs for it. This is quite extraordinary stuff.
It was an amazing shot. And this time, Fani making absolutely sure that he plays square to the wicket. The ball pitching way outside leg stump, and it was like a left-hand batsman sweeping from outside the off stump. And there it is.
Well, I was just going to say, Asif, if he's going to do that, why doesn't he just take stance as the left-handed batsman and get on with it? Because it was really a left-handed shot in the end. He got into position so early, long before Mushtaq had even bowled the ball. And now... Barney de Villiers drives through the covers on the up. He might not get 4 as Azad just catches up with it, but they've certainly been able to get 3.
As good a shot any batsman would be proud to play on the up, and Barney de Villiers giving very good support. And this one on the up, the feet may not have been in the right place, but the bat, the ball was in the middle of the bat, and finding the gap, picking up 3 runs. Very
pump it into the advertising board. He has another nice looking shot. This is a squarer one on the offside, and get 2 this time. And Ijaz doesn't know it, but he's lost his dark glasses in the process of picking that up. He now realizes it, and he's going back to fetch them. Played this beautifully. This will be 4 runs. Past the bowler. Azar can chase as much as he like. He won't haul that one in. That's a magnificent shot from Mark Boucher.
Best shot of the morning. Beautifully positioning himself, getting into place. His foot right on it, straight bat, and Waqar Younis could do nothing about it. Beautifully played shot, that one, picking up 4 runs. Africa back into this game.
Plays this beautifully through the covers. On the up, that is a glorious shot from Mark Boucher.
Beautiful shot, and what a way to get his 50. On the up, finding the gap, middling it as well. And that certainly was a magnificent shot, and that acknowledging the applaud and the applause that he's receiving. Nicely placed, finding the gap, and the new ball certainly traveling very fast. Beautiful shot.
Well, he's got a highest first-class score of 80. That was made against Pakistan on this tour when the Pakistanis played in East London against Border, the province that Mark Boucher plays for. He got 78 at the Wanderers, and now...
And this game is not over yet.
Bowled in. A tremendous delivery from Waqar Younis. And Mark Boucher has been bowled. The new ball has done its job. There was great pace there from Waqar Younis. And suddenly all quiet in the South African dressing room. Stern looks returned to the faces.
And that's how he got that wicket, Waqar Younis, once again. Beautifully plays that seam, you can see it. And Mark Boucher, after scoring his 50, maybe playing across the line there, but what an important wicket for Pakistan. They desperately needed it. And Waqar Younis getting that wicket. Mark Boucher bowled Waqar for 52 in South Africa, 219 for 9.
Got out, playing that on the onside, prodigious outswing. Missed it by quite a lot.
Yeah, fine bowling here because he'd been hit for 4 already.
Whipped away by de Villiers, firmly for 4.
Well, he's now the senior partner. He's taken the cudgels. And that was a classy shot. Played some rather unorthodox one this morning, but that wasn't. Picked up the line and pushed it through the gap. 32 runs to win.
Field in now for Donald. 3 saving 1. On the offside, 2 slips. Shortened wicket. Waqar Younis.
Out. Full swinging. Squared Donald up, right on the back foot. And Pakistan win their first test match against South Africa. And they go 1 up in this 3-test series. Deservedly so at the end of the day. And there's the hero, Mushtaq Ahmed. 6 wickets for him. Played his part. Wonderful 100 in the first innings, 132. Saeed Anwar, classy 100 in the second innings. And Waqar Younis, the senior pace bowler, wraps it up.
Pakistan winning by 30 runs in the end. A great fight back by the South African tail. This one swinging, and a brilliant delivery from Waqar Younis. This is why he's got well over 200 test wickets, lots of experience, and Alan Donald just not up to it. And why should he be? He's number 11. It's one of Mervyn Kitchen's easier decisions to make. So South Africa losing the second test. Now the series is gone. They can only draw it, and a well-deserved win by Pakistan, allowing Mushtaq Ahmed and Waqar Younis to lead the team off the field.
Hit the googly. Hudson played a positive shot to be caught, well caught by Fadel at mid. Almost a senior partner, played beautifully before running down the wicket and missing one off Mushtaq. And then a really gutsy effort from Mark Boucher, supported by Fani de Villiers, who played an unorthodox innings, to say the least, but very, very effective. Thurston and Cullis, 27, Ackerman and Hudson.
The other man, Faisal, coming in with another one. He was effective opening the bowling, rather surprisingly, ahead of Shoaib, who was always impressive, always very, very fast. But the man of the match was Mushtaq. 37 overs again, 13 of them maidens and 6 for 78, and that was what broke the back of the South African batting. Azhar and Amir were bit players with 11 and 7 overs, but no reward.
There we are. South Africa won. South Africa didn't win. Pakistan won. So Adam Bakar, little step forward, short pace forward, all angled in, and not a lot of doubt about that. How far down the pitch he gets. It's not a huge stride. And then Gary Kirsten batted valiantly, had a lot of problems with the rough outside his off stump, and eventually pad first onto the bat, caught by Latif, the tour captain, who came onto field. Pleased he was about that. Sharp catch. Well caught. Next was Jacques Cullis. A little bit unlucky, really. A wonderful catch by Mohan Khan. Looking to knock it away fine on the onside, and fine it was, very fine edge. Just flicked the thigh pad as well. Mohan Khan took a very good catch. Bounced perhaps a little bit more than he anticipated. Good wicket keeping. Ackerman, looking to come forward to start with, changes his mind and goes back, doesn't read the googly, tries to play it off the pitch and is just a little bit too late. Hudson, nicely floated up in the air by Mushtaq. Hudson unable to keep it on the carpet and hit that very hard indeed, and well caught at mid-off. Francis Grenier got a bouncer that didn't seem to have any pace in it. It just bounced up around about sort of throat high and seemed to be through the shot, but much too soon. Almost off the toe end of the bat, presented a very simple catch to the wicketkeeper. And Pollock, who played quite beautifully, suddenly got on the great white charger and was found wanting. But what a good game Sean Pollock had. Wickets and runs in both innings. Over 100 runs in a match, 80 in the first innings, 30 in the second. And Lance Klusner also playing back to a ball he'll wish he'd played forward to, probably LBW. Played quite beautifully, and then suddenly Wacker Yunus with the second new ball found some late away swing. See how late the swing is. Boucher committed to playing that on the onside. And trimming the middle and off stumps. And then the last wicket, similar delivery, swung, squared up Alan Donald, who's right on the back foot, and there's no doubt where that ball's going. It's knocking middle stump.
Well, Hansie, Mark Boucher and Fani de Villiers nearly pulled off a miracle.
Well, they certainly showed us how to bat up front. I think, if anything, the mistakes we made in this game was not scoring enough runs, not capitalising on the opportunities that were there.
Yes, an unhappy test match for South Africa.
For sure, I think, you know, coming into the test match with an all-pace attack and then restricting them to only 500-odd runs in 2 innings, you know, even chasing 250 in the last innings, I still thought we had a chance of getting there, but in both innings, the batting was disappointing.
Yes, of course, on reflection, people will say, well, going in with an all-pace attack, you were probably obliged or justified to put them into bat.
Yeah, I think so, but I think, you know, at the end of the day, if you sit down and look before the game started, if anyone tells you that you're going to be chasing 500 runs in 2 innings, you would have settled for that at this wicket. So I think it's a very good batting wicket once you get through the first day. And I don't think the problem was the bowlers or the makeup of the bowling attack or anything else. I think at the end of the day, the batting was let us down.
We must give credit to the Pakistani bowlers, mind you, in particular Mushtaq Ahmed.
Yeah, he bowled well second innings, but I think Shoaib Akhtar showed the way in the first innings. He bowled fast, he bowled straight, and he swung the ball in. And, we went through a stage where they made it very difficult for us to score. So it wasn't only the fact that they kept taking wickets, but it was also the fact of restricting us to score. And I think we can all learn from that to cut away the width and make sure it makes it hard for them to score.
It's disappointing now that you can't win the series, but I know South Africa always fights to the bitter end, and you'll be very desperate to level it.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, we had a very disappointing test match, and we all realise that, and it's not through a lack of effort or trying. I can promise you that. It's very much a case of the guys giving their all, and unfortunately not doing well enough for the batting, and it's happened quite a bit in recent times, and we've got to make sure that you know, we rectify those mistakes. So we're constantly trying to do it, and it's just a case of putting it into practice.
We look forward to St George's Park.
Thank you.
A magnificent victory in the end.
Indeed it is. And before I answer any of your questions, I would like to thank all the supporters in South Africa and back home, and the team itself. They played brilliantly. Everybody chipped in at the right time.
In the end, it was a little bit too close for comfort.
Well, it happens because we dominated everything in the test match. So we knew that there would be one partnership, so we're not very worried about it.
Your first test victory against South Africa.
And it's a dream one because South Africans, they threaten everybody with Kingsmead, and we have beaten them here, and we are very proud to do that.
Yes, and one of your kingpins, obviously, was Mushtaq Ahmed. He bowled magnificently.
He's always magnificent. I mean, he has won us so many test matches, and Waqar as well. And the new bowler, Shoaib Akhtar, he bowled very well. And Azam Mahmood is a brilliant all-rounder. It was a teamwork.
Yes, you were in trouble at
in the first inning. Had we not scored 258, we would have lost this test match. But the thing is, Azam Mahmood played with determination, and I think that was the key.
Tell us about the atmosphere out there on the field. Last evening, first of all, where you were frantic to get it over and done with before the bad light came to play.
Well, the weather is very unpredictable, so we wanted to finish it off last night, and we were desperate to do it. And then we thought, no, it's not the right thing to do. We should wait. And it really worked.
And then this morning, when those runs were coming?
Well, we knew that we only need one good ball, and we are there. So they were the one who were under pressure, not us. So they had to do something out of the world to win this game, and we were there.
Maybe a sort of difficult decision for you whether to take the new ball or not, or to put all your trust in Mushtaq.
Well, the thing is, I spoke to Mushtaq, and he said, okay, if it's your decision, you can take the new ball. And it's very nice of him to say, okay, you go ahead with the new ball. So it was a team effort. I mean, we knew that Pawnee was playing very well against. He was like attacking Mushtaq, and he was getting runs. So we needed to stop the runs as well. So Waqar did the job for us.
And for you personally, taking over the captaincy from the tour captain, Rashid Latif, and here you are, captain of the side that has beaten South Africa.
Well, proud moment.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Well done.
Thank you.